Hey everyone, it is Tuesday. I'm Tony George from Doc Sports. You know what that means. Week 6, raw, candid, unfiltered. Initial thoughts only, not handicap picks, just initial thoughts on the opening lines in Week 6 of the NFL. And as always, this is interim, but be sure and subscribe and thumbs up the video too. That way you're notified we have some free picks. And by the way, if you're not tuning in the Doc's Gridiron 6-pack, that I do with Griffin Murphy on every single Wednesday. It's up later in the day, like, 4 Central. 68% against the spread on the year. 16-8 and 2 pushes. Tune in. You're here for freebies, right? And free opinions, which we'll give you some here. This is interactive, too. Leave your comments in the comment section. We'll filter out the porn sites and the F-bombs and the haters, and can't be anybody hating on me in the NFL. 7-2-1, plus $2,340 over the last 2 weeks. The only loss happened on Monday night. I had the Packers. We'll talk about that in a minute. But leave your comments. I'll go through them. I get hundreds upon hundreds of comments. But put down what your best bets are, where you think I'm wrong. A lot of you get pissed if I chastise your team. Go ahead, vent, keep it clean. It's family entertainment, but I'll go in and approve the comments. I can't approve them all. There's hundreds of them, but I'll put up, 50 or 60 of them usually, something like that, and let you put out what you think is a good teaser, where you think I'm right, where you think I'm wrong, what do you think? Do all that, and we'll approve those as the week. I check those out the first 3 days. Then I'm busy handicapping 12 hours a day, getting ready to release cards on Thursday. A couple of observations going in. I've seen some of these lines, not all of them. And a lot of people say, real sharp guys will bet opening lines, blah, blah, blah. I need to decompress. There's a lot of pressure to win, kind of a higher profile, getting thousands of views on free play videos. And, many of those people follow me over to Docs, the website, and invest in my wares. And I want to make sure my crap is tight, so to speak. Nonetheless, I do take a day to decompress and just step back and really study what went right, what went wrong. In college and pro football. College was 2-3 last week. I'm very concerned about college right now. I got to get that going. But the NFL, we've got a system that's working. We're going to stay with it. 7-2-1 is a good 70% over 2 weeks is a good run. So, nonetheless, 2 things. Number one is the Green Bay and Raiders game on Monday night. Green Bay sucks. You had 10 days to get ready for a bad football team. Off a butt whipping against Detroit, where you were embarrassed on national television. You were throttled in your own, and that's the performance you gave. And Jordan Love's not ready for primetime. The Raiders ain't all that. Wow. When Josh McDaniels outcoaches you, you got a problem at the helm, too. Telling you. Cheers to that and a cup of coffee pissing over a fence post, huh? And okay, I've heard it. Tony, you were down on San Francisco. During the preseason, during the hype leading up to the regular season kickoff, I said on numerous shows, I said down on Radio Row at the Circa Contest weekend, on various podcasts and radio shows I went down to do, that I thought that San Francisco was rated too high. And I said they were rated too high because they were unstable at the quarterback position. I needed to see something. I know he has this, Purdy was going to have a surrounding cast. They got rid of Garoppolo. Purdy was hurt. He had a 5-game sample size to measure him off of. Was it magic in a bottle, lightning in a bottle, whatever you call it? I don't know. I didn't know. Trey Lance, they banked everything on him. Now they traded him away. I was concerned, and I knew their defense was going to be really good, and they are probably the best. That's the best defense in the NFL. But Purdy has proven to be a solid commodity. He reminds me a lot of an Alex Smith. And ironically, he started out at San Francisco and went to Kansas City and did a good job. You know, they had Mahomes in the wings, and you know, that's what happened. But yeah, San Francisco right now, my number one power rated team in the NFL. Kansas City second. Yeah, they're better than my Chiefs right now. Now, it's a long season. We got 10, 11 games left. Anything can happen. Somebody's going to get hurt. It's going to change the landscape of the NFL with key injuries, especially to key players. Bosa goes down, Warner goes down, Purdy goes down, you know, Deebo Samuel goes down, Kittle goes down. There's a lot of stuff going on there. McCaffrey goes down, probably the best player in the NFL. It should be up at least sniffing the MVP this year if he stays healthy. But yeah, I get you. All right, that's enough about San Francisco. Let's go ahead and get these games pulled up here. I know my Chiefs are playing on Thursday night. They're a big favorite. I know that line. 10.5 and 48. 47.5. Denver had covered the spread all year. Kansas City's 3-2. Kansas City's not a great cover team, as we all know. Although they're 6-4 against the spread, dating back to last year, that includes Super Bowl. They're getting better at covering spreads, but this is a big number. It's a Thursday night short week. I don't know about the status of Kelsey for this game, which is key to Kansas City. They might not play him. They don't need to play him. They could name the score against Denver. You couldn't beat the Jets with a crappy quarterback. You're playing the best quarterback in the league. In Arrowhead. In a primetime game. Total 48. That dropped from 51. I don't mess around with double digits in the NFL, but Kansas City first half line's probably around 6. Might be worth a sniff. Baltimore playing Tennessee. Neutral site is this? Where's this at? This is over in England. Observation. Baltimore was losing to Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh had 82 yards of offense in the first half in that game. And they lost overall. They don't have a vertical passing game. Baltimore's receiver doesn't have any good receivers. Schuster Smith's on the downside of a career. That's why Kansas City got rid of him. Wanted a bunch of money. He's average at best. And he's their best option. You know, the only option they got at throwing the football is Mark Andrews at tight end. Then you got to rely on Lamar to run around and move the chains on first down. This, that, and the other. 3.5 Tennessee plus. See, 58% of the money's on Tennessee there. You can find that on betting splits over at VSIN, VSIN.com. You got to pay to get a lot of the information over there. I think it's $9 a month or so, whatever. It's worth it. You got some good insights. I do some shows for VSIN with Matt Humans. Not all the time, but I do make some appearances down there at the Circa Sportsbook Television Studio and do some shows. I'll do some more yet. I can only lean Tennessee there. Washington at Atlanta. Washington has trouble stopping the run. They're off a butt whipping against. They've had some added time to get ready for this one. I keep telling you, Atlanta sucks. They're 3-2. They find ways to win. Ritter finally had a decent game. Probably his best game of the year. But Washington can't stop the run. And you don't know what you're going to get with Howell. Total 42.5. Atlanta money line. Minus 140. All right. Minnesota at Chicago. Oh, bad news for Minnesota. They put Jefferson, their wide receiver, on IR today. That's the main cog of their offense. They are laying 2.5 points at Chicago. This happened to opened up at 3.5. It's dropped a point because of the loss of Jefferson. He might be worth more than a point too in terms of their value. But you're playing the Bears here. They've had added time to get ready. Total 45.5. Chicago's an over machine, by the way. I definitely would take the over in that. You had a 4-point drop in that line because Jefferson's not playing. Yeah. Indianapolis and Jacksonville. Jacksonville 3.5. Colts without Richardson for an extended period of time. Torn AC joint in his shoulder. Minshew magic is not going to work at Jacksonville. 45.5 is a total. They got Taylor back at running back. Divisional game. Let me see something on run defense real quick. Okay. Jacksonville's 26th in yards per play allowed. They're 5th against the run. Jacksonville is. You could only lean Jacksonville there. San Francisco minus, I haven't seen this, -5. Wow, total 38. Yeah, damn it, against Cleveland. Oh, 2 elite defenses there. San Francisco, 5's a bad number to lay on the road. San Francisco, the best team in the NFL right now. They're well coached enough not to have a hangover from that Dallas win. Dallas was paper tiger. By the way, San Francisco was my 7-unit play on Sunday night. No brainer. Should have been a game of the year. Dallas paper tiger. I can only lead San Fran. Maybe first half line. You can get that down to maybe under 3. Might be worth the stretch or under. Seattle catching 3 at Cincinnati. 3-1 Seattle against Cincinnati, who got it going against the Cardinals, which, quite frankly, are not a good football team. Seattle in a teaser to +9. Use them with somebody else. I'll give you somebody to put them with here in a minute. Yeah. Total 46. That's about right. New Orleans, Houston. New Orleans is minus a 1.5. Obviously just dominated a bad New England team. We'll talk about that in a minute. Houston playing good ball. Stroud looks like the real deal at quarterback. Got a good running game there. You got a home dog. I would lean Houston, but I more would lean under 41. I'd get on it now. It's actually went up a half point, opened at 40.5. New Orleans 14-1 against the spread their last 15 games to the under. Carolina catching 13.5. There you go. Miami's laying 13.5 against Carolina, who just all kinds of problems at Carolina. They got the wrong coach. They got the wrong quarterback. They got the wrong everything. Just got blown out, and now they're back-to-back roadies against the highest scoring team in Miami. Teased Miami down to 7.5 and put them with Seattle. Total 48.5. Might want to check Miami team total on that one too. The Patriots. Belichick can't win without Brady. What's he done since Tom Brady left? What's he done? Lose. What'd Brady do when he left? Won a Super Bowl against my Chiefs. Done. Matt Jones a bust. They have no wide receivers worth of crap. And they're playing the Raiders. You just lost 34-0 to Derek Carr at home. Weren't even in the game. Jones is turning the ball over like crazy. Total 41.5. Take the under. Detroit against Tampa Bay. laying 3. Added time. No added time. Added time for Tampa. That looks like a trap spot there. That's a trap line. You know what? I'd use Tampa Bay in a teaser +9, total 43.5. Let's look at something here. That might go under. Yeah. I mean, you look at this. They held Minnesota to 17, Chicago to 17, Philadelphia 25, New Orleans held them to 9. I like the under there. I think Detroit might struggle in that game, coming off a big, huge win like that. They're all fired up. Rams laying 6.5 to Arizona. Okay, here we go. Rams in a teaser for sure. Get them down to a -0.5. Total 48.5. Up from 46. That's about right. Rams was a free play I gave you that didn't get it done against Philadelphia. They gave up too many big plays. I don't think Arizona's capable of making big plays. I can only lay it with the Rams, but I definitely use them in a teaser. The Philadelphia Eagles -7 at the Jets. Jets off the Hackett Bowl win up at Denver. 5-0 team comes to town. 10 times better than them. There's your teaser. There's your teaser of the week. Tease the Rams down to -0.5 and tease Philly down to -1. Total's 41.5 in that Jets game. I can only lay it. Philly's going to be a teaser play for everybody. They're going to be a huge survivor pick for everybody. Jets got no chance in that game. Especially coming off that big emotional win last. They're celebrating, giving Hackett the game ball. You know, back to reality. One of the best quarterbacks in the league versus one of the worst. How's that turn out in the NFL for you? Giants. Wow, I haven't seen this. This is a Sunday night game. Oh, flex out of this. Buffalo -14. The Jets' defense is deplorable. The Giants' defense is deplorable. They're like last, second to last, or third to last in almost every, including yards per play, and Buffalo's third in the league in yards per play. Buffalo wipe the floor with them if they want to, especially coming off a loss. That's going to be a blowout. Am I going to lay 14? No. Am I going to take the over 44? Yes. 44.5. Dallas. Laying 2 on Monday night at the Chargers. Chargers with some added time. You got 2 bad head football coaches in this game. The Chargers' biggest liability is Staley, their head coach. He's an idiot. He's a buffoon. He liable to lose the game for him. Dallas, as I told you, I bet against them on Sunday for a 7-unit play, which is rare for me in the NFL. I don't put out a lot of 7-unit plays in the NFL. I don't put out a lot of top picks in the NFL because a lot of crazy things can happen in the NFL at any point in time and for no apparent reason whatsoever. You know, I'm just saying, just a scenario. The Jets could beat the Eagles by 10 this weekend. It can happen. But that being said, Dallas is a paper tiger. What have they done? What have they done this year? Okay? They got their butt whipped by San Francisco by 32 points. They beat the Patriots 38-3. Who cares? The Saints beat the Patriots by more than that on the road. They got their butt whipped by 12 against Arizona, and they beat the Jets with Wilson in his second start, and they pounded the Giants 40-0. The Giants suck. You're laying points on the road, back-to-back roadies to the West Coast. Total 51. Boy, what do you think? This is up to you. I'm not making the call on that. Total's about right. I'd lean over. It was at 49.5, but now it's up a point, 2 points. 2.5 points, actually. And then, what did this open up at? Yeah, it opened at 2.5. You could do a same game teaser, side and total, take Chargers up to 8.5 and take that total and tease it down to 45.5 and take the over. And if you're going to play Dallas in that game, money line's minus 126. I wouldn't leave 2.5 points on the table. Those are my thoughts initially. Week 6 opening line report. Doc Sports provides you all kinds of free information, picks on almost every game and every sport. We got the NBA firing up. And for those of you that are wondering about my NBA, I did a podcast about the NBA. I'm a little bitter about the NBA. It's going to be I'm taking a different approach to the NBA. Just go to my Twitter page, at TGeorgeSports. I did a stream. It says StreamYard on it. I did a podcast, tell you exactly what I'm doing in the NBA this year. So, or if you're not at Twitter or X or whatever it is now, you're Facebook. Everybody's got Facebook. Just type in Tony George Sports. I got a group page over there. That particular NBA and NHL informational press conference, so to speak, is archived on those pages, on my profile page at both places. So that being said, thumbs up, subscribe. Have a great week. This week we'll be having picks out on Thursday for you. We're rolling in the NFL. I see 4 or 5 plays on there. I'll narrow it down. I'm just going low volume, strategic, surgical strikes on the books, and making money for you in the NFL. Thanks for tuning in. Booyah.